Hello, my lovelies, my YouTube family. Tonight I am going to be bringing you big stuffed shells. Um, my take on how I would like to make big stuffed shells. So here in this bowl, as you can see, I have some regular cream cheese, some cream cheese with onion flavor and chive. Excuse my doggy in the background. I have some ricotta cheese. This is not a part of the dish. This is a cake that I'm baking, guys, that I baked for my honey tonight. I have some shredded mozzarella. I have some mild cheddar. I have some Parmesan, and both of these are Parmesan. And those are all of the ingredients that's going to be going inside of my stuffed shells. So what I did was I boiled my stuffed shells. Didn't matter what brand, any big shells will do. It doesn't matter the brand. And I put a big pot, my big trusty dusty here. I put that on with filled up with some water, maybe halfway full, a little bit over half, depending on how much noodles you want to use. I boiled it down inside of my water before I actually put my shells inside of there. I added a tablespoon of avocado oil. Any brand will do. The brand does not matter. And I also put a tablespoon of kosher, any brand will do, coarse salt inside to prevent my noodles from sticking to my pot. And while that was boiling down on the stove for about maybe 14 to 15 minutes, or it could be to your taste, but you just want your shells soft enough. My hands are clean. I washed them. You want your shells, I'm sorry guys, I'm getting sidetracked. You want your shells soft enough for you to be able to handle them when you start to stuff. And I mixed all of my cheeses together. I'm going to spray a light butter sauce on a light butter spray so my shells won't stick to here. I lined a regular baking sheet, any baking sheet, doesn't matter how big it is, will do. And I have some ragu. It doesn't matter, whatever sauce, chunky sauce, whatever sauce you like that you normally eat your spaghetti with, that will do. And I also made about maybe 1.5 pounds of ground beef that obviously it can't fit on my island, so it's not here in front of us. But I made some ground beef, and inside of the ground beef I used Sazon seasoning, adobo, a half a pack of taco seasoning. I just really like the way taco seasoning tastes on my ground beef, so anytime I'm making any kind of pasta, I'll put like a half a pack of taco seasoning on there. I used some hard cracked pepper, a tablespoon of sea salt, well, not sea salt, kosher salt. And I also used some onion and garlic powder and a little bit of some habanero lime seasoning. It gives the ground beef a little bit of a kick, if you guys can find this. OD Thompson is the brand. I typically like to season with seasonings like this that are in grinders, that the seasoning to me just gives the food a little bit more of an authentic taste. So I am going to put this all together, and once it's done, I will put a picture of how the finished product looks. All the seasonings, I didn't say tablespoon or teaspoon because I season to my taste. I don't really particularly measure seasonings out when I season. I just kind of sprinkle seasoning on whatever I'm cooking. I just try to make sure not to have too much of a heavy hand, because obviously we don't want high blood pressure. We don't want things to be too salty. So all the seasonings that I've mentioned, you guys could just season to your own taste, your own liking. Some people may like more, a little bit more of a kick. Some people, and a little bit more salt and seasoning. Some people might like a little bit less. So that is completely up to your discretion, as well as the cheese, depending on how much cheese you want. You don't want it too cheesy, and you don't want it under cheesy. So just, you know, just a pinch of cheese, and you can either add it just on top of your shells once everything is all baked up, or you can add it into your Philly cream cheeses along with your ricotta cheese, because they're all cheese. It's all going to melt down. So that is completely up to your guys' discretion. But I've made this recipe hundreds of times for myself, around the holidays, for family. It's a quick dish. You probably can cook this dish in like 30 minutes flat, and the shells, if you make if you have a pretty big family, or if you're having company, you can make 2 or 3 boxes of shells if you have a really big pot, and it really goes around. It really feeds a lot of people, and it's really tasty. And every time I make it, people are like, oh my God, this is so good. But it's so simple, and it does not require a whole gang of ingredients, just your basic cheeses. And it doesn't necessarily have to be this cheese. It could be white cheddar, it could be Monterey Jack cheese, it could be pepper jack. Whatever cheese that you like, you could mix it in with this concoction here, or sprinkle it on top, and it bakes up wonderfully. So I am going to go ahead and get back to cooking, and once this process is done, I will take a picture of it so that you guys could see the final product of how all of these ingredients come together. And that's that. Thank you so much for tuning into my page. This is Socializing with Shante, or Shani. Don't forget to click the bell to subscribe to my channel, and you guys have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your evening. Signing off. Talk to you guys soon. Bye.